Hey, everybody. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome to Pep Talk, the podcast that gives you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help us, God. We're going to take some interesting, complex medical health and wellness conversations, break them down into usable, understandable, and digestible segments so that you can understand what you should do, so that you have the ability to change your life and the life of your loved ones. And if you're a physician, I know we have a lot of doctors that watch this program. You can use this information to help positively impact your patient population and improve the health of those that live in your community. Hey, I'm your host, Dr. Eric Naputi, a 20-year practicing physician in the field of functional medicine, functional neurology, and root-caused health problems. Today, I'm going to take you down a journey. A couple weeks ago, I made a statement on one of our podcasts. I was talking about the negative effects of aluminum and especially aluminum foil. And so today, because of listeners that have emailed and asked me, I'm going to go through the conversation of the 3 scary reasons to ditch aluminum foil and what you should use instead. So listen. In today's health conscious world, and thank God we're becoming more aware, many people are striving to make better choices for themselves and their family. Doing things like avoiding gluten, avoiding GMOs, eating real organic foods, like eating well, sleeping well, making sure that their gut microbiome is balanced. The things that we should be doing to make sure that we're healthy. There are some lurking items in your kitchen and in your home that are causing a lot of damage. And I want to start shining some light on those so you can make an informed decision on what you and your family should be doing. Listen, one of the things that we've got to discuss is aluminum foil. All right. You may be surprised to learn that every time you cook or store with aluminum foil, it can cause you to be exposed to some heavy metals and primarily aluminum, which is a neurotoxin. Do you know what that term neurotoxin means? It means the cells in your body that are nerve cells, cells that control the nerves in your brain, your eyes, your skin, your organs, everywhere in your body. Every signal in your body is well, not every, like 90% of the signals are transmitted through nerve cells and nerve tissue. Well, aluminum is a neurotoxin. And unlike most metals that are, in small amounts, not going to cause some serious issues, in fact, aluminum research suggests the opposite. Prolonged exposure to aluminum could pose substantial risk to the brain and the nervous system. By the way, there was a huge study that came out in 2014 that examined the brain of individuals who passed away from advanced Alzheimer's disease, and they found in the brain tissue an alarming amount of elevated levels of aluminum. Now, there are things that can be done to clear aluminum out of the body, but the reality of it is that you can be detoxing it all the time, but if you're constantly being exposed to it, it's no good, no bueno. And by the way, still to this day, a lot of fast food is cooked, stored, and served in aluminum foil. I know what you're thinking. My God, Dr. Eric, everything's going to kill us. Well, you get to choose to participate or not participate. I'm giving you this information so you can make an informed decision one way or the other. Whatever you do, I don't care. But whether it's inhaled, it's ingested, or absorbed through the skin, it can increase Alzheimer's if you have aluminum exposure. By the way, not just Alzheimer's, other neurocognitive dysfunctions can happen from that. I've had patients that have had increase in their symptoms of MS, fibromyalgia, rheumatoid arthritis, and other autoimmune issues whenever they're exposed to aluminum. Some of my patients could say to me, this was cooked in aluminum or this was stored in aluminum because the way they feel after they ingest it. And studies have shown that even when we cook food in aluminum foil, not even just ingesting it by itself, but that can cause a decline in cognitive function, memory loss, and potential increase in Alzheimer's. By the way, there are blood tests that can be done and other diagnostic tests that can be done to measure the level of aluminum in the system. But I will tell you that aluminum contributes to increased risk of neurotoxicity, which is your body's ability, neurotoxicity, which is the nerves degenerating and because of the toxins, but it reduces neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity is your brain's ability to improve and change. If it's filled with aluminum, it can't do that. Bottom line is this is not good. Aluminum foil contributes also, this is very interesting. I thought this was wild, to bone disease. While the neurotoxic risk of aluminum exposure is definitely a concern, did you know that aluminum blocks the absorption of certain minerals like magnesium, like calcium, phosphorus, and other minerals that are not only essential for bone development, but for muscle tissue? And when I say muscle tissue, I mean skeletal muscle, like your arms and legs and chest and back, but also your smooth muscle and cardiac muscle, which is the muscle around your organs, your heart, and around your blood vessels. Ongoing studies are showing that there are negative effects of bone function and kidney failure with exposure to aluminum. Researchers found that alarming 37% of dialysis patients developed aluminum-associated bone diseases. The condition occurred because aluminum exposure interfered with osteoblasts. Osteoblasts are cells in the body that take the minerals that we consume and make more bone with it. They're the bone-making cells of the body. That results into weakened bones and loss of bone density, which leads to joint pain, which leads to lots of rheumatism symptoms and can cause people to have, broken hips, broken spinal bones, compression fractures, and really lead towards a negative spiral of their health because they're ingesting aluminum. While most people aren't exposed to aluminum through dialysis, a lot of them are exposed to it through aluminum foil cooking or storing foods. There are heavy metals like aluminum in certain medications that are out there as well. You can Google a list of medications that have aluminum in them. That's also why the supplements that I recommend and that I manufacture, we do third-party testing for them because we want to make sure there's no heavy metal toxins in there, and aluminum is one of those. Bottom line is consuming aluminum over a long period of time has lasting impacts on bone health and on kidney health, resulting in osteoporosis, arthritis, bone density, and kidney dysfunction. So a lot of people don't know that. Aluminum foil also, listen to this, it promotes pulmonary fibrosis. By the way, pulmonary fibrosis is a more common problem than you could think of. Imagine not being able to breathe in, not being able to take that deep breath, right? And this can be early signs of asthma, early signs of respiratory issues, but pulmonary fibrosis is when fibrous scarring and thickening in the tissues of the lungs, increase, and it's difficulty for breathing. And reduced oxygen levels in the blood are what leads to an acidic environment, which Otto Weinberg found out that, if you're acidic, you have a higher risk of symptoms, sicknesses, and diseases. And listen to this, a study investigating workers who had been exposed to aluminum dioxide dust discovered alarming high levels of aluminum in their lung tissue, which led to pulmonary fibrosis. When you use aluminum foil to cook with or store food, small particles of that aluminum are released into the food. And then when they're exposed to high temperatures, like, if you put a hot sandwich or a hot whatever into aluminum foil, that's going to heat up that metal, and that metal, those ions are going to transfer into that food source. Bottom line, to protect your lungs from aluminum foil, just stop using it. Why aluminum foil leaches to foods? I think it's important for you to know that. Many people use aluminum foil without really even considering how it interacts with food. But a major study in 2012 by researchers at the University of Ina Samus in Cairo, Egypt, found that aluminum foil interact with various foods. And there's certain factors like temperature, acidity, and certain spices that actually increase the heavy metals to attach to the food. Pretty wild when you think about this. Healthier alternatives store in glass containers. That's a big one. We use a lot of glass containers. That's my top choice for food storage. Unlike aluminum, glass is completely inert and it's not going to leach onto your food. Another one is ceramic baking dishes with lids. I'm a big fan of using ceramic baking dishes to store your foods in. Silicone baking ware, when it comes to baking, high quality silicone baking is an alternative. The silicone baking ware to aluminum foil. but I like glass better. Parchment paper definitely can be used when lining a pan or wrapping food or storing it. And then just make the switch. You know, it's easier to know those things. And I've had anecdotally patients over the years notice reduction in their arthritic symptoms, their muscle aches and pains. I've seen improvement of kids' neurological function, focus and concentration improve. I've seen respiratory function improve. But again, we measure in our practices for heavy metals in the body. So the moral of the story is aluminum foil is no bueno. Don't use it for cooking. Don't use it for storing foods. It's not what you think it is. And any supplements that have aluminum or medications that have aluminum or aluminum dioxide in it should be avoided like the freaking plague, man. So anyway, all is good. Hope you enjoyed that. Here's what I want you to do. Go back, rewatch this, share this with your friends and family members, and make sure that you go to our website. That's peptalk.world, peptalk.world. Like, subscribe, share on social media. And look, knowledge is power, and our job is to give you simple action steps and a reason why behind them so you can improve the quality of your life and the life of the health and the loved ones in your community. Until we meet again, I'm Dr. Eric Naputi. God bless you, God bless America, and God bless the world. Stay smart out there, and I'll see you next time. Be well.